We'll call the March 18th, 2025 Board of County Commissioners meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Barry,
Here.
Steve,
Here.
Bo,
Here.
Chris.
Here.
We have a quorum. We'll proceed. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, brings us to item C, consent agenda. Any discussion on the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, before we take action on the consent agenda, there are a couple of agreements on here, and I just want to make sure that our legal counsel has gone through this and approved of all of it. Could our legal counsel speak to that?
Which ones are they?
Yes, I'm looking at Vector. There's also a couple of agreements that are in there, and then the item about the bridge. Yeah, the IRT management agreement and the bridge construction.
No. The Vector ones I did look at. The bridge project, nope. The easements, are those the ones that? 11A and 42. No, I guess, didn't look at those. In the Behavior Summit contribution agreement, I didn't look at, but I'm assuming it's the same thing that we've done over the last couple of years, and so I have looked at that one. So I guess normally I'm not really asked to look at highway projects really. Or
All right,
agreements, but-
thank you, Karen, thank you.
Mhm.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Just want to make sure we're dotting our i's, crossing our t's.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Motion carried. So item D brings us to public comment. This is a spot on the agenda that's open to public comment. If anybody has anything that's not currently on the agenda. I don't see any, so we will go on to Dennis, bid openings.
Okay, we have lots. So the county annual bids for gravel crushing, start with that one. Sundry Sand and Gravel, county-owned pits, $3.75 a ton for Class 5. Class 13, $3.75 per ton. And the special classification of crushing is $28 per ton. That's in the county-owned pits.
Okay, any questions on those?
Do we need a motion on each one, or can we lump them all together?
I mean, each,
I think you could just approve the Sundry Sand and Gravel camp for the crushing.
they're individuals, so I would think individually.
Yeah, I would think we'd need them for each one. Yeah, I think we would. So what are the wishes on the gravel crushing?
And you said it was sundry, right?
Correct.
Yep, I would make a motion to approve sundry for the county-owned pits. Correct?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, Beth.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next one is gravel hauling. And we'll read the 5, 10, 15, and 20 mile. Storbakken and Sons, $3.95. 10 mile, $5.35. 15 miles, $6.85. 20 miles, $8.87. Loading is $1 a yard, and spreading is $200 per hour. Getzloft, 5 mile is $4.83. 10 mile is $5.45. 15 mile is $7.43. 20 miles is $8.97. Loading, 50 cents, and no bid for spreading. Sundry sand and gravel, 5 mile, $8. 10 mile, $9.25. 15 mile, $10.50. 20 mile, $11.25. Loading, $3 a yard. Spreading, $250 per hour. Horb Transport, 5 mile, $8.70. 10 mile, $9.60. 15 miles, $11.40. 20 miles, $12.75. $3 for loading, $175 for spreading.
Okay, any questions for Dennis on the gravel hauling? And this is one that we normally approve all, and that way you have the numbers put together if you need them.
Need, when or if ever needed.
So, Chris, do you understand? I mean, okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Make a motion to approve all these for the 2025 gravel hauling season.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Corey?
Yes.
Bo?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to pulverization. When and if needed, county supplies the stabilization formula, whether it's enzymes or whatever chemical. Dust pods, 28, and this is bid per mile, sorry. $28,400. Storbakken, $29,600 per mile with county supplied liquid or powder or whatever we're using, if needed.
Make a motion to approve both these for the 2025 season for pulverizing, grading, packing as needed.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Bo?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Corey?
Yes. Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to the county-owned or county townships, managed unorganized townships managed by the county. This is per time for each township. Lighthouse Trades, Cow Creek, $1,450 each time. Nesson Valley, $700. Hoffland Township, $800. New Home Township, $23.50. And Golden Valley, $2,000. MRR, Cow Creek, $4,687.50. Nesson, $3,075. Hoffland, $3,587.50. New Home, $9,352.30. And Golden Valley, $7,362.50. Storbakken, Cow Creek, $5,000. Nesson, $4,200. Hoffland, $4,300. New Home, $8,400. Golden Valley, $8,100. White's Grading, the only bid for White's Grading is Golden Valley Township, and it's $48,000 divided by 5, he put in there for taking care of it for 5 months, like one lump sum. So that would be a divide by 5.
Okay, so what are your recommendations, Dennis?
Well, if or when needed, we would accept all, so we have an option to get somebody to blade for us if needed.
I would make a motion to approve all.
Is there a second?
Second.
In discussion, I just want to say I work at MRR Enterprises. I don't own it, I work there, so Karen, does that cause any problems? I wanted to make sure it was on the record.
Don't bother me any.
Thank you. Yeah, as long as you like don't own any part of ownership of or anything like that, I mean, I think that would be fine. And as long as you're not going to get some sort of benefit or anything like that if they're awarded the, part of the bid, so.
Company stays in
Like
business.
a bonus.
I
or
was gonna say
something,
company
right.
stays in business. Is
Like
not
a
benefit.
bonus or something like
Gotcha.
that, yes.
No, there is none of that, but I just wanted to put it out there. Not real good at being sneaky, Karen, you know that. Okay, any other discussion? Beth, roll call.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes,
Bo,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, next is the culverts, the annual culvert bid for CMP. True North Steel, 18-inch per foot. 18-inch culverts per foot is $28.80. 24-inch per foot is $36.48. And that's for 16 gauge. 14 gauge, 36-inch, $55.68, and 48-inch is $92.16. Only bid.
Okay, what are the wishes, gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve this bid.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes,
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, and last for the annual bids is our hourly rates that people give us, and I'll read the names off that gave us hourly rates because it goes from one end to the other. And this is in case of emergency, we have people that we can contact and we know what they're gonna charge. Or if in a situation we need somebody. We had a Hanson's Excavating, White's Grading Service, Sundry Sand and Gravel, Lighthouse Trades, and Storbakken and Sons for graders, dozers, scrapers, skid steers, track hoes, backhoes, loaders, water trucks, rollers, and snow equipment.
Okay, what are the wishes, gentlemen, to take care of the contract equipment rates for 2025?
I would make, I would make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hanson's Excavating is not this Hanson, just so you know.
Hey, think of that.
No discussion. Could we have a roll call, please?
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to county projects for the season. We had really good bids, you guys. We've got great numbers. Okay, so we'll start with County Road 11A and 42. Engineer's estimate, $24,741,700, $241,781.40. Franco Brothers, $21,388,292.29. Central Specialties, $23,194,347.59. Jensen Brothers, $21,471,474.14. Knife River, $23,869,912.46. Martin Construction, $29,242,146.09.
And your recommendation?
Bronco Brothers.
Any questions, or does anybody want to make a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve Bronco Brothers for 11A and 42.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? No discussion? Roll call.
Corey?
Yes.
Bo?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. County Road 11 from County Road 12 north 5 miles to Highway 50, along with 2 box culverts on County Road 11. The box culverts were, our consultant was Ackerman Esfold, and our new county engineer put this one together for this season. Okay. Mayo Construction, engineer's estimate, $10,532,661.43. Mayo Construction, $6,620,433.13. Gray Tech, $6,670,870.90. Central Specialties, $7,118,834.56. Martin Construction, $7,282,201.53. Knife River, $8,289,079.26.
And your recommendation?
Mayo Construction.
Can you got any idea how it's that much lower? I mean, it's not, that's a
Well,
great number, don't get me wrong, but
in
we're
Jan-
not even close.
In January, at our road conference, we learned that there was not none, but very little work in the state, on the state highway, federal aid and state highway work. We knew we were setting pretty good. We didn't know that.
No, that's great news. What are the wishes?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve Mayo Construction for this project.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion. Roll call, please.
Bo?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Corey?
Yes. Motion carried.
County 17A, the Red Mike Golf Course Road area. Again, done by our new engineer. Engineer's estimate, $2,817,407.28 is the engineer's estimate. Mayo Construction, $2,369,861.98. Knife River, $2,428,482.49. Central Specialties, $2,557,556.98. Northern Improvement, $2,768,806.90. And this also goes to the Little Egypt, blanked out,
Okay, and you,
Mayo Construction.
okay, is there any questions or a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move once again to approve Mayo Construction for this project.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to countywide chip seal, done by Wayne Crowe, our county engineer. Engineer's estimate, $3,198,350.84. Morris Seal Coat, $3,466,527.09. Bituminous Infus Technology, $3,513,597.14. Morris.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve Morris for this chip seal project.
is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Beth.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to countywide pavement markings. Done by our county engineer, Wayne Crowe. West River striping was rejected. Addendum was not acknowledged on the outside of the envelope. Traffic safety service, $286,813.07. Traffic safety.
Make a motion to approve traffic safety services for striping projects.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Motion carried. That's a lot of paint.
That's only half.
Dennis, you got anything else?
That's it.
That's all?
That's it.
Just quick run through, spend
Yeah, no.
30 million and head out. I
Don't
love it.
short me. Don't short me. I can't get it all done at 30.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you
Anything
getting
else
it all
for all
done.
the work? Thank you.
All right, moving on. Old business, Bethel, Belinda Moen was sick, so she won't be here. We'll just put that on hold, and when she gets better, she can talk to Helen or somebody and get back on the agenda. We're going to go to department heads, community engagement. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning. I had two things for you this morning. The first is a request from the North Dakota DOT for a letter of support. They're submitting the Reduced Conflict Intersection Project at 2 and 1804 for America's Transportation Award. So putting that for your consideration.
Any comments or anybody have anything they want to talk about on that?
No, I'm just, when did they turn the lights on that project? I mean, they've
Yes.
been in operation since November-ish.
Maybe the fall, I think the fall.
I think it might be a little premature to apply for an award, but I guess that's just my opinion. I think they should probably go through a season and make sure they are actually safe. I've seen some odd transportation issues in those, just in the few times I've been through there, but
Well, and that's exactly why I wanted Lindsay to bring this, because you drive through that a lot. I don't. So I wanted to get the board's opinion on this. I don't necessarily disagree with you. It seems a little quick.
I think it's fair to point out, Lindsay, did the city put in a letter of support? Not that that should hinge anything on what we do, but
They did.
I mean, if they win this award, does the president give them 50 or 60 million dollars as a award, or is it a plaque or what?
I am unsure of the physical.
It's a good firm handshake. I guess the one thing I more wanted the conversation on the record. I don't think it's going to affect one way or the other if we support it. I don't think it would hurt, but I did want the conversation on the record. So with that, is there a motion to either approve or deny? It's,
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve this, even though I've not seen the intersection, because I just don't get out much. Yeah.
okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Floor is open for discussion from the board. Is there discussion? No discussion? All right, roll call, Beth.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
No.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
Thank you. And then the next item is the project or program details for the 2025 Tourism Grant Program. Would actually be our 4th year of doing it. In our 5th award cycle. One year we did 2 award cycles. And included in the 2025 budget was $80,000 towards those tourism grants. Funds come from the Visitor Promotion Fund, which is collected through our hospitality taxes. Those are collected from out in the county wherever the city-related ones are not. Of that 80,000, 60 is dedicated for capital project grants, and 20,000 is for events or advertising. A couple of changes for this year, just because it would be our 4th year, and again, 5th award cycle. And we've had really good projects come through, and people have been able to get rental equipment, and we've had new events come and expanded events. But because there's, to some extent, only so many applicants that really fit that tourism category, and while we do encourage new applicants, new experiences to apply, just changing it up a little bit. Last year, if you had previously applied, you could apply again, just not for the same thing. And this year would be a little bit of different take. That priority would just be given to new or expanded, and priority would be given to new applicants over previous applicants. They're still welcome to apply. And then with that, a scoring rubric was introduced also just to help score the applications a little bit. Honestly, within our review committee, the first time that they'd meet each time, the question would come up of, is there a scoring sheet? And we never have had one before. It's just been based on the input. In some years, we've only had as many applicants as funds were available anyway. But in terms of that prioritization, as we do expect folks to apply again and perhaps for the same event, which is good still. Those events are continuing. They want to expand, but just providing a little bit more structure and guidance both for the review committee as well as the board for making that final decision. And then if this is approved today, applications would open on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. and be due on May the 1st, with a goal of then bringing the recommendations to the commission meeting on May the 20th. In the past, for the review committee, Amy Kruger, the executive director of the CVB, is on it, along with a commissioner, which has been Commissioner Ramberg, and then a community member, which has been Katie Ogden with Lewis and Clark State Park. And then this year we would be recommending, I got last minute confirmation yesterday that this person would be available, but Kelly Ellingson is a member of the CVB board, but also the community who utilizes tourism features throughout the county, and currently works for an oil field company, but used to work in the tourism sector. And so from a little bit of different take and perspective, we'd recommend having Kelly be that community member. Question?
Okay, thanks for putting in the time to get this put together. I think it's a positive. I guess the first question is, Barry, are you willing to do it again?
Yeah, sure.
And when they said not to put Karen on the spot, I'm putting you on the spot. To put you on the spot, will you do it again?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we would need a motion to appoint Commissioner Ramberg and,
Then approve the grant program as presented.
okay, and do we have to approve the community member also as the,
Oh, yeah, you could, I guess that's a Karen question. I was all inclusiving it. Oh, yeah, because it's technically on here. Yes, please.
right, it's, well, they're blank. That's the only reason I asked.
Oh.
But it's different.
Okay.
The community member is a different person, right?
Yeah, but so they could just do a motion to approve the review committee with Amy, Barry, and Kelly. Okay. She's not, no, not this one. Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Did everybody catch that? All right. What are the wishes?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the 2025 Williams County Tourism Grant Program as presented with Barry Ramberg and the committee as recommended by Ms. Harriman for this year.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Corey?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 2, facilities.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have a proposal in front of you to replace or get new furniture for the SO offices. The reason for this proposal, part of it is when we now go into paint an office, we move desks and they fall apart. That furniture is pre-LEC, from what I understand from Helen. So this proposal would get all new, the offices that haven't been done, we've done quite a few of them ourselves, but we've now ran out of inventory from what was left over from all the other remodels. So this would be to put in all new office furniture for the rest of the offices that have not gotten it so far. This got missed in the 2025 budget. I thought it was in there and we were moving forward and talked to Christy and it wasn't. There is money in the 121 fund though, she said, to be able to pay for it. Any questions?
Okay, any questions for Keith? What are the wishes?
Move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Corey?
Yes,
Bo?
Yes.
motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Item 3 is the speed zone Basin Electric Plant, County Road 5. Come on back, Dennis. We've missed you.
That has been removed. It was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they called and said they were done, opened, and we could remove. So we took care of it.
Perfect. Item 4, the Adolescent Care Center.
Good morning. I did send out the 2024 year-end report for the center. First off, any questions on that I can answer? Kind of been a year of stabilization. 4 facilities across the state are open for shelter care. We're meeting quarterly. We're having phone calls back and forth with each other. Sometimes, you know, Dickinson's have to send us a couple kids to free up a couple beds they've got. Maybe Fargo's got a kid that needs to be more alone, and we've got a bed that we can take care of that for them. So we're just kind of working together to take care of what the state needs for adolescent beds. Attended care numbers are still down, and that's just a reflection of changing all those status offenses to a CHIP situation instead of being under the
Juvenile Delinquency Act. Affects funding a little bit, but we're taking care of the kids, taking care of for law enforcement. I did break down those chins, chips numbers, what we would bill law enforcement if we were gonna move that direction. There is some push at the state level to start funding those chins and chips, so I'm waiting. We should hear back. We have our next meeting in April, so we should hear back on what legislation decided on that, as well as potentially cleaning up some of the billing, so I'm not billing, I mean, we're all kind of dealing with it, we're billing multiple different agencies for kids, and so they're trying to clean some of that up too. 2024 was kind of a challenge with staffing. At one point, we were actually short 4 staff members. We are fully staffed as of right now. So right now, we're working through a lot of new hire training with 3 of them. 25, we implemented our database, so we are electronically entering kids and getting rid of paper. So we should be, by the end of the year, the goal is 95% paper-free. So most of what we're gonna do is gonna be electronic and no more archiving papers. With that, I'm also rolling out a lot of training for staff. Before COVID, we used a True Thought training. It was a cognitive behavioral based system that we were able to do some behavior management modification. I brought that back for staff now. We all have to be recertified in ServSafe because we do have the kitchen, and so we do all our food prep there. As such, staff needs to go through the kitchen safety stuff so that they're properly handling food and keeping kids from getting sick. So they've got that rolled out for them. Mental health first aid, as well as mental health and juvenile justice is being rolled out. So it's kind of a lot for especially some of these new guys. Some of us have been through it a few times, but we're getting there.
Perfect. Anybody got any other questions?
Just keep up the good work.
Yeah, no questions, but just gratitude for serving the vital role you do in our communities. Thank you, Marcia.
You're welcome. You're still welcome to stop by anytime.
And I plan to. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Did I miss any department heads? I'm gonna say that's probably a yes.
Did I forget you? On the agenda?
So I didn't miss it. That's good news. That's fine. We're gonna let you talk. You don't have to explain it to her.
I'm so sorry. Stop it.
Good morning. Do I have to introduce myself?
Yeah, do it so Commissioner Kemp can hear.
I'm Michelle Romans. I'm the director at the Williams County Dispatch Center. Today, I gave each of you, I'm requesting approval to purchase an additional program. Currently, what we have is a basic version of the Rapid SOS program, which is free. They provide it free to every agency across the country. What Rapid SOS does is anytime a 911 call comes in, it pinpoints exactly where that caller is. And then there's a lot of features within Rapid SOS where it tracks the caller's location for 5 minutes after the call. It also does text to 911. It also does video to 911. It also can tell you which floor they're on based on the altitude of the caller. There's a lot of great features that Rapid SOS provides. We use it every day in our dispatch center. Sometimes when our 911 lines go down, Rapid SOS will still work. So then we'll have a phone call and a location, and then we are still able to call that caller back and get them the help that they need. So what I'm asking is Rapid SOS has a premium version, and they have several different modules to choose from. One of the ones that we would like to try is called the communicator module. You guys know we have a very growing population of people coming in and out from different countries, different backgrounds, and they need help just like everybody else. And when they call into 911, our current process is figure out what language they're speaking, then contact our interpreter service, and then we go do this back and forth and kind of try to get the information needed for whatever they need, 911 and like non-emergent calls. With this module, it'll save time. It updates our current text to video capabilities. It's like an enhanced version of what we currently have. It also, anytime somebody calls in, it has an AI feature that automatically detects what language they're speaking, and they have up to like 175 plus languages, because sometimes we run into an issue where we don't know what language they're speaking. Sometimes we get Turkish callers, or we get these random Chinese callers where there's different dialects and so forth like that. And so then we have to work with the interpreter to try and figure out what language they're speaking, because we don't know and they're not able to communicate with us. Also, when they're calling in and they start speaking, on our screen we would get a live translation of everything they're saying in their language into English on ours. And then we can also text them, hopefully in a non-emergent situation, we can text them in English, and then it would actually text back on their phone in the language that they are comfortable in speaking. And the phone, when you set it up, you have English, you can choose your language. It kind of, that uses that to detect what language they speak. I think this is a great feature that we would utilize. I'm requesting just a year subscription to it to make sure we do use it and we get the most out of it and make sure it benefits our dispatchers. It kind of gets frustrating when we can't help them and it takes long to get that help to them. So,
And is it that the $12,615?
yes.
Well, I can't imagine how frustrating it would be if you couldn't figure out what somebody was trying to tell you, and they called 911, so you know it's probably not good news. It makes perfect sense to me.
Ms. Romans, can you, off the top of your head, give an example of the translation service or the pinpoint of the location in your tenure with the dispatch where this program would have been extremely beneficial?
We did have a recent caller where they thought they were speaking Spanish. We contacted the interpreter, and the interpreter was like, I have no idea what they're speaking. And then they spent a few minutes trying to communicate with this person and trying to figure out what language they're speaking. And I can't say for sure how long it took, but it did take quite a bit of time. If we had this AI, it could have automatically detected, and we could have known and we could have requested that interpreter if we needed to. Emergent calls, we'll probably still have to request the interpreter because we can't communicate back with the caller. But in these non-emergent situations, it would save time. We can just text back and forth with most of the callers.
Does your current system pinpoint if somebody's calling on a mobile device and they're down along the river? Are you able to pinpoint where they are now with your current system, or do they have to tell you where they are and how to get there? How does all that work?
Yep, so anytime somebody calls in, we get a location. We get an Annie Alley, is what the technical term is, but yes, we get a location. We still ask the callers to verify their location, because sometimes things happen. Technology is not 100% foolproof, so we still ask and verify. It's still a required thing.
And then do first responders have some sort of equipment with them that helps them track that location so they get there?
Yep, we all have the same CAD system, so we'll input the location into our CAD, and then law enforcement and the fire department, which they have a separate program but integrated with our CAD, they get all the current location of that caller. And then we provide updates if they move or so forth like that.
Okay, any other questions for Michelle?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve at least a one-year subscription to this service as presented by Ms. Romans this morning.
I'll second.
Moving to second, any other discussion?
Is this just additional to your budget, or are we pulling
It's
this from somewhere else?
Extra, I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
So I can work with Christy on that to make
Okay.
sure.
In the future, could this be a request to 1%? I mean, not today, obviously, but mean, you know, it's something that, I mean, I think it'd be well worthwhile, save one life, you know?
Sure. Sure. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
In no other department heads that were missed? Looks like Helen.
You can see we don't have much on the position report. No positions we are requesting approval for, and actually we have some job offers out on a few of those that you see under the recruitment list. And we have some board positions open, but nothing for appointments today. Any questions for me? All right, I just wanted to, I could have put this on the consent agenda, but I thought maybe you all wanted to hear about it, and so I pulled it out here to make the presentation. There is FEMA money available related to the fires that happened this fall, and that's federal money coming down through the state. So we are a sub-recipient of the state. Just wanted to know that wanted you to know that we are participating in this grant. The finance department is really the one doing all of the work. So they did the preliminary application, and then now they're working with Dennis, because that's really the impacted department, to pull together the information. Looks to me, reading the document, like it is they'll cover 75% of the expenses, and we think ours are in that $15,000 or so range. And so we'll get a bit of money back once this all gets completed. But we do have a document that we need the chairman to sign related to this grant funding, and so I do need your permission to do that.
Okay, what are the wishes?
I'd make a motion to approve the application for the FEMA funding and have the chairman sign.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Motion carried.
That's all I have.
Okay, that brings us to the end. I'm going to hold off for 4 seconds. 8:48, we're adjourned.
What time do you guys want to meet for the park board?